All right, here we go. And go live now. They picked that up only if I clicked OK.
Well, it
Uh,
shows on my screen.
yeah, here
It
we
does.
go.
It says this is you need to click OK. It does show that on my screen. So
Oh, it
funny.
does, but it doesn't override my ability to still record.
Thank you. So I hold no power is what I'm hearing.
I think it does mostly that to give you the option to know that you're being recorded, and then you can click off. All right. Okay. So, hello, everyone. I know you came in our conversation. We're sitting here having a wonderful time. And once again, it is Teacher's Live. All right. So, for those of you who are just starting to join us today, Teachers Live is where we have myself, Teacher Tammy, and sometimes we have other teachers. We've had Teacher Jay before where they come live and they teach you a lesson. Teacher Tammy is one of our supervisor teachers here at Teacher Cole's English Corner, and she is going to be our main teacher for the holiday season for Teachers Live. So, everybody, welcome back. And if you don't know me, I am Teacher Cole, the founder and owner of Teacher Cole's English Corner. And it's fantastic to see all of you here again. And we're going to be getting into, once again, the holiday spirit. So, in our last session, we explored Halloween and we discussed some fun cultural traditions. And today, being that it's a new month and a new holiday season, we're going to be diving into our new holiday topic, Thanksgiving. So tonight we're focusing on Thanksgiving vocabulary and expressing gratitude in simple English. So it's the perfect way, really, to practice your conversation skills in time for any holiday seasons that you guys might be involved in. And to guide us through tonight's session is Teacher Tammy. She's prepared a special Thanksgiving themed lesson that covers vocabulary, simple sentences, and an opportunity to practice expressing gratitude. So get ready to share, learn, and enjoy our session today. So without further ado, let's turn it over to Teacher Tammy to take us through tonight's Thanksgiving lesson. And I will be downloading the link, sending you the link right now. I'm going to get the link and add it into our chat box. So you guys can also, if you haven't already, download our special workbook we have prepared for you today. All right. So, Teacher Tammy, let's take it away, shall we?
Thank you, Teacher Cole. Hi, those of you that are joining us. So I always begin with a greeting, saying hello. So when we greet in English, it is not just a question. It is a conversation between two people, right? So a greeting is how we say hello to each other. Conversation between two people. So the first person will say, hello, how are you? Right? Second person, I'm good. Thank you. How are you? I'm great. Thank you. Conversation, right? So we all know how to say hello. Then you need to remember to add the how are you? How are you doing? How are you today? And your answer when they ask how you are, I'm good, or maybe you're not good. Then you can say if you are not good, then remember to ask them how they are. I'm fine, thank you. I'm good, thank you. Right, remember to say thank you. It's a magic word in English. What are we learning about today? Thanksgiving. What is Thanksgiving? If you move the word, it's giving thanks, which is the same as saying thank you. So let's go and see what is Thanksgiving. It's a special holiday in America where people eat a big dinner and say what they are thankful for. Have you ever heard of Thanksgiving? What do you know about Thanksgiving? Can you let us know in the comments? And let's have a look at some vocabulary words around Thanksgiving. First word, turkey. What is a turkey? It is a large bird that people often eat for Thanksgiving. Have you ever seen a turkey? In the US, people cook a turkey for Thanksgiving dinner. Do you eat turkey on special holidays in your country? Can you let us know in the comments? All right, next word, thankful. Thankful means wanting to thank the person that did something good for you or made you feel happy. Another word for thankful is grateful. So if you think about all the good things, your toys, food, pets, family, and the home, your home, the house you live in, those are all things that you can be thankful for. Or your mom, your dad, your brother. How about your dog, your cat? Right? I am thankful for. What are you thankful for? Let us know in the comments what you are thankful for.
I am thankful for Teacher Tammy and her wonderful lessons.
Thank you so much. So, next vocabulary word, family. What is family? It's a group of people who are related to each other by blood or marriage. How many people are in your family? Let us know in the comment. Oh, next word, feast. This is a good one. What is a feast? It's a large meal, often eaten to celebrate something special, like Thanksgiving, maybe birthdays, definitely Christmas. What is your favorite feast with your family?
I admit it is Thanksgiving.
So you don't have very long to wait.
No, I don't. I love all the food. It's so fun. And I like all the family gatherings as well.
Very special. Let's go and look at some grammar. Simple past tense. Can you say that in American, Cole? Teacher Cole, sorry.
Simple past tense.
That's what's so great about our accents is you learn past and past, same word, same meaning. Using the past tense to describe actions that happened during Thanksgiving. It's already happened, right? So let's look at an example. I ate turkey for Thanksgiving. We were thankful for our family. Past tense words, right? Can you make a sentence like this?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me. Oh, let me see. See, Teacher Cole is stumped. Hmm. Oh, I know. I had pumpkin cheesecake. for Thanksgiving?
Ooh, ooh, cheesecake. That sounds yum.
And I ate lots of mashed potatoes.
Yes. Mashed potatoes. Gotta love mash. Right. So, to those watching, what did you do last Thanksgiving? You're answering in the past tense, right? I ate, we were, we went, we did. Let us know in the comments what sentence you came up with. So, one more example. I ate turkey and spent time with my family. Oh, this is an exciting part. We need to make that smaller. Move that. Open that. Can you hear the sound?
Yes, I can hear it.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving is a national holiday in the United States of America. Thanksgiving is always celebrated on the fourth Thursday in November. On Thanksgiving, people gather around a table to eat a big meal. Friends and family give thanks for the past year. Thanksgiving began as a celebration of the Pilgrims' first harvest. Native Americans helped English colonists grow food. Once the food was ready to eat, it was time to celebrate. President Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving to be a national holiday in 1863. Kids sometimes perform plays about the first Thanksgiving. They also make crafts to celebrate the friendship between the settlers and the Native Americans. Families decorate their homes and yards for Thanksgiving. Today, the Thanksgiving holiday is still centered around a feast. Different families have different traditions. People also make lots of side dishes like mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and green beans. Families from different parts of the United States often make different foods. These regional foods spread as people move and build families with people from other places. Thanksgiving weekend is one of the biggest travel times of the year. Families fill airports and roads to be together and share a meal. On Thanksgiving, people play games like football. People also watch football on TV.
Randy Moss, and in the end zone is a Minnesota touchdown.
Thanksgiving dinner is not complete without a slice of pumpkin pie. It is an all-American dessert for an all-American holiday. Thanksgiving is a holiday for family members to work and play together.
Isn't that special?
Wow, what a wonderful video. I loved it.
Me too. That's why I put it in the lesson. Right,
Yes.
let's move along. Now I'm going to read a short story about Thanksgiving. Listening exercise, right? Let's go. Once upon a time, a family sat down for Thanksgiving dinner. They ate turkey and mashed potatoes, and they all shared what they were thankful for. One person said, I'm thankful for my home. Another said, I am thankful for my friends. After dinner, they played games together and had a lot of fun. Oh, first question. What did the family eat for Thanksgiving? Can you write your answer in the comments? They ate turkey and mashed potatoes.
Teacher Cole's
Question.
favorite.
Right? Question 2. What were they thankful for? Do you remember? Can you write it? They were thankful for their home and their friends. What are you thankful for? Can you write that for us in the comments? Teacher Cole, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for electricity and water.
Right.
We have a lot of brownouts where I'm at, and sometimes there was a drought not too long ago. We had to save water during the day. But I'm also thankful for good friends and a wonderful job.
Right. Because, okay, so for those that are watching, please let us know in the comments what you are thankful for. You just heard what Teacher Cole is thankful for, and here's mine. I'm thankful for my family, my house, my car, and my job, which I love. Let's recap our vocabulary. So our first word is turkey. What is a turkey? It's a large bird that people often eat for Thanksgiving dinner. Let's put that in a sentence. We ate turkey for Thanksgiving dinner. Next word, thankful. Feeling happy or grateful for something. Put that in a sentence. I am thankful for my family and friends. Next word, family, is a group of people related by blood or marriage. Put that in a sentence. My family gets together for Thanksgiving every year. Last one, feast is what? A large meal, often eaten to celebrate something special like Thanksgiving or Christmas. Let's put feast in a sentence. We had a big feast with turkey, potatoes, and pie. Although I'm liking the sound of the cheesecake, not the pumpkin pie, the pumpkin cheesecake that Teacher Cole was talking about. I even wrote it down. That's how yummy it sounded to me. All right. Good job. So at the beginning of the lesson, Teacher Cole said she's putting the link to the worksheet in the comment section. There's your reminder. It's an awesome vocabulary worksheet. You will have fun doing it, showing what you know. And that is it from me. So, any questions?
There we are. All right. Wow, that was a lot of fun. I really like that video. I love that we have the freedom now, especially, I give a lot of freedom to you guys where I really love it when you guys incorporate all those little extra things for the kids to really see and hear and not just look at a book. So books are great. Don't get me wrong. I love books. It's my favorite thing, but it's nice to be able to see those things, right?
Well, interesting, yes, especially because I was having a conversation with a student yesterday, and you need the audio to a book. Because if you're reading a book, you try and say the words phonetically. We had this in our previous Halloween lesson. When the many words you cannot say phonetically. So, and what that means is that you pronounce them wrong, incorrectly. So, yes, reading is fabulous, but you need to read along with the audio for a while, I think. But yes, thank you for liking my lesson and my video.
Oh, you're welcome. It's also why I teach some of my older students to just use Google and put in a word and say, how do you say this? And either
Right.
Google will tell you how to say it because it has the little speech button, or if it doesn't have that word on file, it'll bring up the video to teach you how to say it. And, I might be an English teacher just like you, but there are some words that I don't commonly pronounce. It's usually something you see written, but you don't use very often in speech, or it's a word we've adopted from another language. And
Right.
like macabre. I said macabre. I mean, like for real. I was like, what? Or when you said the other one, because I always say Sam
Macabre.
Hain. Macabre, there you go. And Sam Hain. I always say Sam Hain because that's what it looks like. And I would have to look those up, even as an English native speaker, right?
Well, you don't know until you know, and that's why that pronunciation in Google is so awesome, especially because it can give you the English, the British pronunciation and the American. Tomato, tomato,
Potato,
which is
potato.
important. Yeah, it's so important because a lot of students that I have taught have been taught by American teachers and they do not understand me.
Yes, and that's also why I work in multiple versions of English. So,
Mm.
there's Australian English, there's Canadian and US and UK, right? And I actually, like you guys do, I teach them the other words because I will do paperwork in multiple versions because it's not just the pronunciation. Sometimes the spelling is different. Like color in US English, it's COLOR, but
Yes,
in UK,
yes,
it's LOUR.
yes.
Yeah.
So okay, my laptop is and
Tires.
I are British English. So when I'm typing on the screen in our American curriculums, it continuously tells me my spelling is wrong, and I'm like, no, 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 no. So
Yeah,
yes.
it's the same thing. So, yes, because most of our curriculum is US based. But we
Mm,
do have some UK based ones. We do have some in there. Some of the National Geographic is actually UK. But I always encourage everybody to say both sides because it's a disservice for them not to be able
yeah,
to have, um, there we go, gallery. It's a disservice for them not to be able to understand both or be able to know
absolutely.
that it's okay to pronounce it differently and it's not wrong,
Yes. Which is
right?
very important. And also that they don't freeze because they're hearing a word pronounced differently, so they think they don't know it. But no,
Yes.
yeah, no, you actually do know it. Yeah.
We have a couple interesting words where it's kind of funny. The way that the general public pronounces it is not the same as maybe an academic or the newscaster would pronounce it. For example, the word harassment. We say harassment. That's the general population. But if you listen to it in a legal setting or on the news, they call it harassment.
Yes.
And so when
Yes.
I was a child and I used to watch the news with my parents, I'd heard the word and I guessed what it was. And I actually asked, I'm like, are they saying this? And my mom said, yes. And I said, well, why are they saying it so different? That's not how you say it. She goes, well, no, some words you can pronounce differently. I learned this as a kid. I mean, I think I was
Mm,
about 8 years old.
mm.
And I remember the conversation because that's why I still remember the word. Um, and I remember as a native speaker, I had found that so strange. I could not imagine an ESL student having to really understand that we might pronounce it a little bit differently, but it is the same word.
Right. And so for me, all the television programs, all the movies are with an American accent. So I always knew that there's different ways to say the same word. So yeah, just lucky, I guess.
I think it's amazing. I think it's also important for students to realize that because making mistakes is not necessarily a bad thing, but also having things that are different is not a bad thing either. It makes life unique and interesting.
It does. It does. And knowing that um, the same question can be asked. You just change the words around.
Mhm.
There's not only one way to ask something and to answer it, because it depends on what country you come from. There's lots of depending on who's speaking and how they're going to ask. But ultimately, it's the same question.
Mhm.
It's just varying degrees of asking the same thing,
Well, yes, a
varying
lot of my
ways.
neighbors are British, and it's funny because in UK English, which is what you speak, um, they have a lot of questions are in a different sentence structure than we use in the US. And for us, it's considered improper grammar. But in UK English, it's not. And then the way we say it, they think actually it sounds odd. So it's funny to me. For example, for us, we don't say we're going to hospital. That is actually an improper grammatically said sentence. We say we're going to the hospital or a
Mm-hmm.
hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But in UK English, that's the way you say it. It is correct. Or maths. That one's still hard for me. That one drives me crazy. But we don't say that. That's not a
Okay,
plural word for us.
right? And no, from the time that we are knee high to a grasshopper, we learn mathematics, maths.
We say mathematics. We just don't say
Uh,
maths.
you see, we do, because the S at the end of mathematics, they just put on the end of maths. So
Yeah.
that is something, funnily enough, you say it drives you crazy. That's one of the things that drives me crazy is when
It
someone
does.
talks about math and I'm like, where's the S, buddy? Where's the S?
And it's funny too, because my neighbors are constantly, we're going to hospital, and I'm like, I want to say something, but I know better.
Okay, funnily enough, no, I don't say that. But just another quickly British thing is, instead of saying come over to my place or let's go to my place, they say come to mine or come to ours. And yes, I find that fascinating because everyone knows exactly what they mean. Come to my house,
Yeah,
but
you
it's
said
come
that
to
you said
mine.
that to me, I'd be like, come to my what? I would be
No,
confused. Really, I would be like, what? I would feel like,
uh,
where's the rest of the sentence?
oh, mine, come to mine or come to
Mm.
ours. Mm. So yeah, no,
Interesting.
crazy. And if you don't know what they're talking about, you're going to sit there going, oh,
Yeah, right.
what?
Well, like I said, we have sentences the same, and yet it's just the way language develops, very specific to each geographical location it's in. That's why there'll be multiple dialects sometimes, even in the same country.
Right?
Yeah, it just makes life interesting, I think.
It really does. It really does.
And that's why I hire teachers with different accents because I think it's important. We don't all talk the same. Even in my own country, I'm the only geographical area in my country. We are actually labeled. I'm not saying I am or not. I'm just saying that area is labeled as accent neutral for my country. But
Hmm.
even in my country, I mean, you go down south, it completely changes. You go to the heartland, it changes. I mean, New York has its own accent, but so does Jersey and the Bronx. And so,
Mm,
and so does
mm,
Georgia.
mm.
Georgia has the Texas draw, it's all a little different. So even in my own country, we have very distinct geographical accents.
I learned it was the same when I was living in Vietnam.
Yep.
When people spoke, they knew where the person came from.
Yep. Same here in the
S-
Philippines.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And same here. We have a couple major cities, and you can hear when the person's speaking, are they from blah, blah, blah. So I think every country is the same, which is fascinating. It just lets you know that as much as we are different, we are the same.
Exactly, right? As much as it
Hmm.
is true, there are certain threads that you can find in pretty much almost every culture, I think. Yep.
Truly.
But I love this conversation. I think it's very important for students to understand that and that we talk about it. I think it's great. But I do have some Thanksgiving questions for you.
Please go right ahead.
So I loved answering your questions. Holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas are my favorite holidays. So I want to know now, we found out during Halloween that where you're from, it actually is not celebrated. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving or a form of Thanksgiving?
So no, Thanksgiving is North America's thing. And what I think, and it's also the third Thursday of every month. I think maybe because it's not our thing, we couldn't be bothered. I'm saying, I'm talking about
No, it's
history
cool. It's
wise.
fine.
And so in my family, because I lived in America for 5 years, my daughter and I, it would just be a normal meal where we would pay attention and be like, okay, and then like, what are you thankful for? Like at a Thanksgiving table where you go around the table and everyone says what they are thankful for to everyone that is sitting at the table. A very special tradition, I think. And so no, it's not widely celebrated at all. There are people that I don't even know if there's turkeys in my country. Here I'm going to be like very, very unintelligent and uneducated. I
Oh
don't
no, it's
know. I
okay.
don't think so. Um, I know that I did try to eat it once and I didn't like it. So yeah, eating turkey is not a thing for me. Um,
Oh, I love turkey, but you know what? There's a good way to cook turkey and there's a bad way to cook turkey.
I've heard.
It's
I
it's
wouldn't
it
know.
there is no in between. It's either it's good or it's bad. I've eaten it all my life, and either some people will cook it bone dry and other people will cook it very moist. Did you know that Canada actually does have a Thanksgiving?
Funnily enough, my daughter told me that this morning.
But it's in October.
Oh no, we didn't get. She didn't mention that. She just said, "What is your live lesson on today?" And I was like, "Thanksgiving." And she was like, "Ah, did you know they celebrate in Canada?" And I was like, "No, because I
Yeah,
didn't."
but they
Mm,
don't celebrate it in the same context that we do. They're actually
mm,
celebrating the harvest. And because they're further north, their harvest is earlier than ours, right?
right.
It's colder. So they celebrate. So for them,
Seasons.
it's an actual seasonal thing, being thankful for a harvest. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
us, it is connected to the pilgrims coming to the United States, right? But those pilgrims were escaping persecution, and a lot of them came from the Netherlands. The Netherlands celebrates our Thanksgiving out of remembrance of those pilgrims who left their country.
Interesting. I was going to
Um,
do a deeper research dive when I teach the older lesson. This one I wanted to, I didn't, I
the more you
wanted
know.
to,
I knew something about it because I am part Dutch, and I was trying to remember because it was something I remembered my great grandmother telling me about, like a long time ago. It was like a deep dive into a memory file. But yeah, I can't remember exactly if they were Dutch people because I know the Pilgrims moved to a couple places before they came to the US. I have to look it up myself. It's been so long since I've learned about it. But I do remember that. They do celebrate and there's a couple places, but yeah, it's mostly for us it has to do with the Indians and the Pilgrims.
right?
But while you were in America, can you maybe share your best Thanksgiving memory?
I think it's a memory that every parent in the history of the ever would have around Thanksgiving, giving a turkey leg to their little baby to hold, that kind of like photo. Um, yes, I did the same. I did the same with my daughter, where the turkey leg was, almost as big as half her upper body, and she was hanging on it like a baseball bat. It was so to me that was just too funny. And she is trying to eat it, right? She probably only had like 4 teeth, and she was very gay. I'm, I'm, I've got tears. I'm laughing because it was so funny. And we could not get that leg away from her until she
Oh,
was
I bet.
happily done. Mm.
Oh, I
So
bet. I bet. That's quite funny. Yes, and that is a quite there are quite a few pictures of that from me and my cousins as well as we came through. So yeah. And the
Right.
pumpkin cheesecake, funny enough, my family does this instead of pumpkin pie. So my family doesn't do pumpkin pie. We do a pumpkin cheesecake, and I have the recipe, which if you would like, I will send it to you. It comes from a very specific restaurant in my area. My grandmother knew the owner of the restaurant when it was first created, and now it's quite a popular and fancy restaurant. So my grandmother was friends with the person there, and we ended up with the recipe that nobody else
Mm.
has except for the actual restaurant. But yeah, it's a tradition that we do, and it me, my sisters, and my mom that actually make it. It got passed down to each one of us, so each one of us has the recipe now.
That is so special. So my experience of pumpkin pie, not such a fan. I like
Mm.
pecan nut pie, but in
You like what?
America, pecan nut pie.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's an argument about how to say that in my country.
Okay, a pecan, I'm sure. Um, so, but that's not my point. My point is that there's a restaurant chain called the Cheesecake Factory,
Mhm, yep.
and they have like 100 different types of cheesecake. It's the most fabulous place for me. So I'm a cheesecake fan, and you mentioned, and immediately I was thinking, especially because on the video it says Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie, and in my mind I was then picturing your cheesecake, and I liked that picture.
Yeah, in my
It
family, Thanksgiving's not Thanksgiving without pumpkin cheesecake, with the
was
traditional one slice missing.
right.
Yeah, we always bring it with one slice. It's a tradition. We always bring it with one slice missing because we had to taste it to make sure that it wasn't poisonous.
Yes, of course. Makes perfect sense to me.
And you guys, what's so funny about this is I actually did not know that Teacher Tammy had lived in the US until we started doing the lives, which I am finding endlessly fascinating. And now I'm making it part of my questions for you. So, all right. So, thank you, Teacher Tammy, for such a heartwarming session on Thanksgiving vocabulary and gratitude. It was very interesting. I loved it. So, I hope everyone really enjoyed practicing their English in the spirit of Thanksgiving. So, if you missed any part of tonight's session, don't worry. The replay will be available on YouTube, on our TCEC YouTube channel, and here on Facebook. And for more updates on our live sessions, fun resources, and more, make sure to join our Teacher Cole's English Corner Facebook group. All right, you guys, don't forget to download your workbook. It does have an expiration date on the link. All right, I usually put them about a month out. So grab before it goes away. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us tonight. And don't forget to share your gratitude with those around you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. And we will see you next week for our Owners Live with me for an Ask Me Anything session. All right, you guys? All right, I will see you later once I figure out how to end the stream this time. I know, right? Oh, I think I got it. Haha. There's one here. Yes, we can end. And we go to the other one. Yeah, I'll wait for that one to finish. The other one doesn't finish. Here we go.